Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. I'm here giving you lackluster, okay? Giving you full lackluster. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about me and what I look like. We're here to talk about Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan, Episode 6, Level Up. Okay? A lot of moving parts. At the same time, it was a lot of kind of dead, nonsensical moments. Like, we'll talk about it. I want to make this super quick for you guys, so I'm not going to do as much jaw-jacking as I normally do. I do want to invite everyone here to make sure you rate this video, thumbs up this video, share this video if you like. New to my channel, subscribe. As always, we will chat it up and go over the finite details down below in the comments. Without further ado, we see where the show opens up with Raq in her project. We know that she has gone through extraordinary efforts in order to get 2 apartments, one right on top of each other, in order to set up sort of like a pass-through system, a hub, where their stash is always kind of protected and being, moved. And that's sort of just like in this sitting duck spot. Well, she discovers from an old lady who's been living in these projects now 40 years that the elevator doesn't work. It never works. So Raq hauls it up 8 flights of stairs, and the super meets her in the hallway, and he is like, "Ixnay on the apartment day." The inspector is in there, right? And Raq is just like, "Sir, back up." She goes on inside. She looks good. She looks good. This whole episode, Raq was giving us Sashay Shantae. She was giving us Don't Mess With My Yo-Yo. She was giving us you know what I'm saying, Whitney Houston, I Want to Run to You, with the half up, half down. I mean, she was walking hard like MC Light. I love how this show has just brought back such nostalgic moments. From the clothing to the music to just the style, the way they talk. And I'm going to try to do Raq's voice for you guys because I love it. I think it is a huge part of why people listen up when she talks, because the way she talks is like a little testosterone, New Yorkish. It's a whole bunch of stuff, and I like it. I like it a lot. Very authoritative. So she goes in and she talks to the inspector, and he is just like, I'm saying, I'm the law around here. He may keep the maintenance of the building up, but I say what goes on around here. And you can't be doing no renovations around here without running it through the housing board. And I'm just a lowly cook. I was like, with a Louis Vuitton bag. I'm saying, solid gold hoops and 4-inch heels. I'm just a lowly cook. And I needed a better stove. Just a single mom trying to survive. Scratching and surviving, sir. And he is like, well, not only could you get fined for this, ma'am, but also they could lock you up. Yeah, you might have to go before housing court. I was like, y'all got a whole court system for housing people in the housing projects? Seemed like y'all could take all that effort, okay, and just help make things better for people. But no, you find a way to lock people up behind it. I digress. And so she was like, I'm sure we could work something out, you know. And he was like, you fine as hell. I'll tell you what. Meet me later. Just you. Nobody but you. Meet me later. And we'll discuss it then. And she was like, okay, cool. And I was like, I feel so bad for women who that's how they had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody come to turn their water off, they had to do what they had to do to keep their water on, to keep their power on. You know, I feel really, really, really bad for people who, that was their bargaining tool, was their body, right? We know Raq is on that next level stuff, but this is how it was done back in the day. So yeah, can't do renos. Okay, so then we see where Howard rolls up on his doctor, and basically he just questions her with the system, a series of hypotheticals, right? Let's say hypothetically I had a son, and let's say hypothetically this son was, I don't know, 15 years old, and let's say hypothetically this 15-year-old son could be a perfect match, you know, to get this marrow. And she was like, okay, hypothetically speaking, a son would be a good match, but he would only be a good match within these certain parameters, right? Not like a full match, but I think what she was saying was that he's the kind of match where it could facilitate growth of your own marrow. In other words, it take his marrow donation and put it with yours, and his marrow could bridge until your marrow was able to grow and do what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a patch. I think that's basically what she was saying. You know, about him not being like a full match. Like he's not your full match, because he still has half of his mom's DNA, but he's enough of a match where he could facilitate marrow growth, a good healthy marrow growth in you with this bridge of his own marrow. Long story short, she say, but he 15, technically we wouldn't take marrow, a donation from somebody that's not 18. So therefore you're gonna need his the other parent's consent to do so. And he's like, and she was like, you don't look good. He was like, 'cause I'm dying. Duh. I don't know, it was like at this moment. It was this moment. It's just crazy because I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. Okay. So anyway. All right. So, then we see where, Lou is at the showcase venue, and they are trying to get everything going. Meanwhile, everybody keeps pulling his coattail about money and deadlines. You got to pay the lighting guy. You got to pay the microphone guy. These people need money. Crown Camacho is walking up on Lou and telling him, hey, I got some deadlines and some things I need to get paid off. I need that money to get these things paid off. I was like, Lou, pump your brakes a minute. You don't even have a contract with this dude. Like, in order for you to even try to remotely recoup anything, you gonna have to shoot this dude's kneecaps out and sell all the equipment. I mean, you don't even have a contract with this dude. You putting good money after bad, right? Raq is kind of saying the same thing too. She want to know, okay, so you having this event, you must be running our drugs through here. And he is like, no, it's not going to be that kind of party. She was like, well, is Unique Boys running their drugs through here? And he was like, no, once again, this going to be a clean event. And honestly, Raq, we need a clean business to run our money through, to run our drugs. We need a clean business. This can be that clean business. How, Sway? You don't have no contracts. You don't have no rights. If Crown Camacho died tomorrow, ain't nobody gonna acknowledge you as an investor. Again, like I said, you're going to have to sell everything Crown got just to possibly break even. Like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't taken enough chances in my lifetime. Maybe that's my problem. I don't know. Anywho. So, she don't get it. She kind of pushes against it a little bit, Raq does. But she is like, I feel like I'm the only one that's really just trying to get this thing popping like real quick, like. And everybody's doing these little offshoot things, and it's not helping the cause. But like I said, Lou is the ATM. So Lou then goes and steps to Unique, and it is a tenuous moment. Here's the thing. It really doesn't seem like Raq has an empire. It doesn't. It seems to me that Raq and her brothers are kind of small time. They don't have a crew. They don't even have a spot. You don't really see Unique rolling up on a lot of people, going to see a lot of people. You see a lot of people coming to see him. Him and his boys got a hangout, which is this clothing store with this spot in the back. Lou goes to see him and basically tells him that Raq is in agreement, if he's in agreement, that the showcase tonight, the venue is off limits. It's a peace zone, right? Like no beefing, no selling, no nada, right? Like we just gonna have peace and solidarity just during the showcase, and then we can go back to what we was doing, because it's gonna be like Brooklyn people and Southside people. I don't know all the boroughs and stuff, but they don't get along like the different, areas. But they gonna all come together for this showcase, right? So let's just and Unique is like, hey, Raq is down with it. I'm down with it. I appreciate you stepping to me like a man, Lou, not even fearful of anything coming up in here. You know what I'm saying? In this den of fine ass times. Okay? Then when Lou go to walk out, Unique started kind of like digging. But Lou held his own. Lou was like, yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for everything. And he goes on out. And then one of Unique's boys come in with Scrap. And Unique says to his boy, you and Trader Joe, this turncoat ninja right here, I want y'all to go down to the showcase tonight and light that mugga dugger up. Now, when he called me Trader Joe, when he called me a turncoat ninja, that alone would have let me know that he's on to me. I don't know what it is about people that makes them ride it out and see what's up. Because the first time he slowed down in a turn, I'd have opened that car door and rolled out of that joker. And then I'd have kept running till I couldn't run no more. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't call New York my home again for many years. Many years. Yeah, you talking about life or death. Like, what makes people roll dice like that? I don't know. Scrap has to know at this point that he is in a bit of danger. But I digress. Okay, so then we see where Raq is cutting Kanan's hair. And it's a really, really good moment. It was weird that we didn't hear the clippers. I think it was just me that was waiting to hear the clippers. Maybe because it's a familiar sound to me. My dad cut both my brother's hair, and you could hear that clunk clunk. It's our microphone. And it's zit, 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 zit. So she fading him out, and they having a good talk, a good conversation. She lets him know that he got pulled. She knows that the police pulled him. And she really knows this, part of it because of because of Scrap, but she does know the bulk of it because of Howard. Because Howard now knows that Kanan is his son, right? And why didn't you tell me? And, you know, he was like, who told you that? And she said, yeah, Scrap told me. And he's like, Scrap's a sucker. Scrap is, you know, a narc, the ops, you know, he's, he's, you know, and she was like, he is not. He is not, okay? And he's not because I said he not, right? Let it go. Let's talk about you and what you doing. He also said that your uncles didn't come pick you up. Who came to pick you up? It was Symphony. And she was like, psst. He was like, don't be mad at him. Don't be mad at him, mama. I talked him into it. And first she started out by asking him how the class was going with Symphony. He was like, yeah, it's cool. It's all right. At this point, listen, you 15, so you know the game by now. Anytime your mama start asking you questions about your day, how this went, how that went, how this was going, how that's going, what this looked like, she knows something. She knows something. Just take it from somebody who know. Just take it from somebody who know. You know, and my mama is a New Yorker, right? Anytime she start questioning you, she knows something. Just pace yourself. Pace yourself. Tread lightly. Because it's a trap. So, yeah, so it was a good conversation. It was a warm conversation. At the same time, she kind of had to get in his behind a little bit because she is like, Kanan, quit being a dumb arse kid. I was like, but here's the thing, Raq. He's 15. All he knows at this point is dumb arsery. That's all that he knows. He don't know no more than that. His whole life is one, at this point, is one dumb arse mistake after another. He's young, he's dumb, and he's full of what? Exactly. But we're gonna talk about more about that later. Okay. So still was a good moment. Okay, so let's move on. We see where Nicole surprises Jukebox and shows up at Jukebox's home, and they get to visit in Jukebox space for a little while. Jukebox is in a much better place from when Nicole's parents caught them making out. And they have a good little moment together. Nicole is planning on going to the showcase. She's been prepping her parents now for more than a week. So we know that it's been at least a week since Jukebox got busted straddling Nicole in her bedroom. We see where Marvin goes to talk to the guys who were supposed to be getting the re-up and see that Dean's people never showed up for the re-up. And so he goes and he tells Raq and Lou at the same time that Dean never showed up. And Raq is so frustrated. It's just like she's trying her best to level up, but it's just obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And if you make a note, most of the obstacles are male obstacles or obstacles that have been put in place by males, right? She, to me, would have been better off with just a much larger team around her. At this point, Raq needs to have a hiring fair. I mean, she needs to go over applications. She needs to not only be looking for a spot, but she needs to be looking for boys, right? That she can trust, that she can groom, because she doesn't really have a strong backing behind her, and the guys don't respect her at all, right? So she chastises the brothers. She chastises Lou because he's focusing on this showcase. They need more dope. Their cash is running low. Their supplies are running low, and she needs them to be working full time on figuring this out. You know, just like she working full time on trying to get them a spot and all of this. She gives Marvin something to do. She gives Lou something to do. And Lou says, I want to do it, but I got the showcase tonight. She was like, let me just remind both of y'all. This how y'all eat. This how y'all take care of y'allself and y'all pay y'all bills. Okay? So while y'all small timing me out and pushing me to the back, Okay? Just remember, this how y'all ninjas eat. And Marvin kind of scoffs because for once, he's not being chastised, but Lou is. Okay? And Raq walks out because she's got to go talk to Dean. And so Lou takes one of the flyers and throws it down in front of Marvin and lets him know, oh, by the by, while you busy talking about me, your daughter is doing her first showcase, singing publicly for the first time. You might want to show up and be her daddy for a change. I was like, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. So then we see where Juke and Nicole are passing out flyers, putting flyers under the windshield. That's back in the day. They used to that's how they did it. That's how they promoted stuff. They put flyers under your windshield in the nail salon parking lot, in the Kroger parking lot, in the mall parking lot, wherever it was that people was gathered. They would have somebody that just assassinate. Not assassinate. I don't think that's right. Ascend on that area and put flyers under their windshields. Super annoying, super annoying. But it was how you found out about a lot of stuff that was going on in and around your city. And we see where Burke is watching them because Burke has been pulled to the side. She's been pulled to the side by the chief of police who is friends with her family members who are also cops. She's a legacy cop. And so he wants to know what happened between the two of them, between Burke and Howard, that Howard has called in. In 25 years, he never calls in. And so Burke was like, maybe it's his lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, menthols and fried chicken. You know, maybe caught up with him. Maybe he just wanted a day. So the guy was like, well, what can we do? Like, what can we do with you? You want to just shuffle some papers for the day until he come back? And she was like, no, I could, you know, I got some stuff I need to follow up on, some leads and stuff I need to follow up on too. You know what I'm saying? I could do that while he gone. So she see Jukebox and Nicole putting these flyers out, and then she see them hug. Okay, and then she see where the bus pulls up, and Nicole gets on the bus, and Jukebox goes on about her way. And she walks up on Jukebox and was like, hey. Jukebox was like, hey, what's up, 5-0? And she was like, 5-0? She had it hanging around her neck. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't even trying to hide it. And she was like, yeah, I wanted to kind of talk to you about what went on with D-Wiz. Like, what happened with D-Wiz? And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about, 5-0. And she was like, well, you know what? It don't have to be about D-Wiz. You could talk to me about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of things about a lot of things. I'm a good person to talk to. We could just chit chat. And she was like, I got friends and I got family. Beat it, 5-0. And I think she was kind of alluding to the fact that she could see that Jukebox had a thing for this woman. And that maybe she is a same gender loving woman as well. Like maybe she was trying to say, hey, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You can talk to me about it and we can be friends. And you can help me and I can help you and yada, yada, yada. But Jukebox knows she can't have nothing to do with this 5-0. She can't have nothing to do with no cop. So she blows her off. All right. So Raq goes to see Dean, who I know Marvin is fine, and Lou is fine, and Joey Badass is fine. I get all that. Symphony is fine, but it's something about the energy of Dean. I mean, he's not like this physically, you know, bulky guy. But it's something about his vocabulary. It's something about the way his voice rolls out. It's almost like it's almost a little British, you know, not quite British, but at least it's you know, European. It's European. The way he rolls his words out. I was just like, oh, what is that? What's that I'm feeling? Oh. Is that a little tickle in my stickle? I mean, I like an intelligent guy. I do. It's something about the fact that his legs were crossed and the whole time, and he's exegeting in this way. He doesn't talk small to anyone. He keeps that high level of vocab and syntax and context. Something about it. I don't know. It's just, yeah. Anyway, he tell her that Smurf, the dude she talked into, giving her the exact location, day and time of when Unique was getting his stash, right? Getting his re-up. And gave it to the police and had the police bust up the spot. Okay. Well, Dean knows about that. And he has sent Smurf bye-bye. Okay. He sent Smurf to be with the Lord. Okay. He's sleeping with the fishes. Okay. He's alligator food. Huh? He's fertilizer. You get it? Oh, yeah. So Raq is slick. She uses her feminine wiles. But side note, it gets people killed. Hold that thought. We'll be back on that. Okay. And he tells her she is cut off. He is not giving her any more product. Their business has concluded. And they no longer have any business together. And at that moment, his grandmama won bingo. And he had jack else to say to Raq. She got her coat and her Louis, okay, and her fine garbs, and had to walk out, baby. Well, she heads right on down there to the bodega. Okay, but not before Kanan approaches Marvin. After he gets his hair cut, he walks around there to Marvin's house and tells Marvin that he need to talk with him. I need to talk with you for a minute. And instead of Marvin telling him, no, sir, don't talk to me, talk to your mama. Marvin was like, hop in the car. We can take a ride. Kanan takes him down to the whatever that gas station is that the white folks go to right before they get on the freeway, the bridge to the airport or into the city. Right? Takes him down there and tells him this will be a good spot to sell out of, and in this spot we can upcharge, we can level up our charges because we're gonna be selling to Caucasians, right? And he was like, Caucasian. Marvin was like, this ain't a good idea. Your mama said you kryptonite to me, and I'm not supposed to have anything to do with you. Marvin, just listen to me now. Listen to me. Oh, just like Tommy and Ghost and Tariq, everybody who gets involved with Kanan ends up in trouble. Ends up with their back against the wall, right? It ain't Kanan that's going to end up with his back against the wall. It's going to always be Marvin. Always be Marvin. But Marvin is the slow one. Kanan would have never approached Lou. Which leads you to believe that he is already kind of a master manipulator. Already. He's a smart guy, just like his mom. And he's using his smarts for evil and not for good. And when I say smart, that don't have nothing to do with common sense. Okay? All right? So he tells him, this is what we're going to do. This is how we can do it. And Marvin was like, nah. I can't get involved with that. Well, Raq goes to see the bodega wife and notices that the lady's face is beat up pretty good. You know, her eye and then her mouth is beat up pretty good. And she was like, yeah, I fell. And Raq was like, yeah, into your husband's fist. And Raq asked about where he was. And I can't remember where she said he was, but she says, I want you to talk to me, you know, put me in touch with your cousin. She was like, my husband can't stand my cousins. He don't want my cousins anywhere around. Yeah, because your cousins will kick his behind for if they knew that he was kicking your behind. That's why he don't want no men around. That's why he don't want you near your family. Be careful of men that like to isolate you. Okay? Be careful of that. All right? So, Rob was like, he ain't got to know. This don't have to be between nobody but me and you. Okay? All right? You want better. I want better. We can do better. We can both level up. But I got to talk to your cousin. Okay? And the lady didn't say anything, but she know that Raq know that she got a cousin that's in a cartel that's running them packages, right? So I thought it was a good idea. You know, it's probably gonna end up getting the bodega woman or her husband killed, but maybe she'll turn out to be a smart business woman like Raq. So we talked about Burke running up on Jukebox. We then get to see Raq dressed to the nines, baby, to the nines. Ooh, she was giving me like SWV, Aaliyah. Back in the day, Mary J. Blige dressed a little butch. So I won't say Mary J. Blige, but she was definitely giving me you know, just a real sleek look. Just really beautiful. Kanan is giving us boys to men. He wants to wear a tie and a sweater to the showcase. Raq is dressed for several things. She's dressed for the showcase. They going to support Jukebox. They want to show up and looking good as a family to support Jukebox. But first, she got to run by this projects and meet this inspector. So before they do that, she's straightening Kanan's tie. She's trying to tie his tie, and she asks him if he misses having a father. She also asks him in the same breath, I think, what the detective said to him. And he was like, I don't know why. And he was telling me that y'all was good friends and that you used to love him back in the day. She was like, a lot of ninjas say a lot of stuff. But in this moment with the tie situation, she's asking him, did he miss having a father? He was like, can't miss what you never had. I'm sure he does, but he doesn't want to make her feel like she doesn't have value. He doesn't want to make her feel like he doesn't appreciate her. He wants her to feel like that he cool, he okay, right? But I'm sure he does miss having a father around. And which is what makes that situation with Howard going to talk to the doctor so cut and dry, cruel, because it wasn't like he was thinking about how he could be in Kanan's life. He's thinking about how Kanan can help him and save his life. I digress. Selfishness, right? It's the human, you know, it's a human epidemic. Anywho, so everyone is starting to arrive at the event, at the venue, including Unique and Unique's boy and Scrap. But we see where Raq goes by the projects to meet the inspector, and in this full get up, she walks them 8 flights, okay, heads up to the 8th floor, and he is sitting in the apartment smoking a cigarette. And she said, good evening, how are you? And he's like, oh, I'm fine, and I checked up on you too. They say you're a drug dealer. She don't even get into it. She opened her purse and take out a little stack of money. And she said, I hope this will help smooth things over and move us past, all this ugliness. And he was like, that's part of it. And he goes to reach between her legs because he's sitting down and she's standing up, right? He goes to reach between her legs and she takes one of her knees and moves his hand with that knee. No, this is it. This all you get right here. Get this little chunk of money here, okay? That's how we dealing. That's how me and you gonna be involved. And he was like, he stands up when she knocks his hand away and yokes her up. It was so fast, scooted her back across that floor against that wall and hit her. He could have killed her right there. He could have killed her right there. You do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do, and he jams her in the gut. Wire! She falls on the floor. She is bent over. I was like, oh, that ain't his first time. He hitting women and raping them all through them projects. Dollars of donuts. Yeah, this the kind of ninja you are. Oh, I was disgusted. Okay. He walks off from her and begins unbuttoning his pants like this is what it's gonna be. Now you know she a drug dealer. You ain't scared. That's because you've been beating on women for a long time. Okay? You've been manhandling women for a long time. He unbuttoning his pants. Well, Raq reaches over and grabs a mallet because, you know, they've been doing a little renovation. And she wallops him. Wallala! When he turns around and splits that head open and he falls. Ugh. He lays there, his head is bleeding. By the time Marvin get there, okay, Raq done tied him up. So Raq done called Marvin. Told Marvin, when he walked in the door, he said, you all right? And see the guy tied up and blood on the floor. And she's standing up there. She grabbed her purse and her jacket. She said, I want you to make him pay. Okay? She said, handle this. Make him pay. Take him round the long way. I want it to hurt. Turn him into meal, bread. What did she say? Potted meat. Same thing. Turn him into potted meat, honey. Turn him into Vienna sausages. So Marvin takes the man, don't even wrap him in plastic. Takes the man body bound up and puts him in the wall. Okay? And then drywalls the wall up to a certain point. Here up. He's all the while talking to the man about his ideas and his plans and how he been underestimated and he don't appreciate that. He got big plans and he gonna show people that he, you know, that he can run this game, that he can do this thing, that he ain't just no everyday ordinary muck up. And the guy's like, takes a nail gun and poo, put 2 nails in his forehead. The man just sleeps. Gone, dead. That's that frontal lobe. Okay? Shut it down. Doop, doop. Right? So, then he just puts the rest of the drywall up. I was like, dude, give it, if it's summer, they wearing sweaters and jackets. But, dude, give it 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks. It's going to be so many flies and gnats and the stench. When that body start to swell, that drywall get wet from all the guts, your body turns to liquid. That's decomposition. All of the solid turns to liquid. Everything except bone. Muscles, tendons, veins, blood, all of that liquefies. Okay? And it's going to start to seep through that drywall, through that floor, all of that. You cannot hide a body that easy. No. It's got to be bound. But this Marvin, and at this point, I no longer blame Marvin. I blame Raq. She knows she cannot leave these important jobs to this dodo bird. Anywho, so, Juke is nervous. She is so nervous. She's down at the venue. Nicole is there. Fame has come in. He's doing his normal jabber jaw stuff, like on and on and on to the break of dawn, just talking. He done hit on Nicole. Hit on Jukebox. Now he hitting on Nicole. Jukebox is throwing up. She goes in the bathroom. She doesn't want to come out. She's super nervous. It's stage fright. Kanan comes in. He acknowledges Nicole. He acknowledges Fame. And they say, please, can you talk to Jukebox and get her out of the bathroom? Which is what he does. He goes and sits down and he talks to Jukebox. And it's a heart-to-heart. He also apologizes to her and tells her the moment he said those hurtful things to her, he knew that that wasn't something that he should have said. And he tells her that you're going to be the best thing about this showcase and what's going to happen for Fame. And she was like, she stuck her head out. She was like, Fame is a good rapper. He was like, he's going to be better with you. So that kind of neatens that whole situation up. And Jukebox get right and Fame get off. You know, Fame goes into his, when he sees the crowd and he's about to get on stage, he kind of freezes up a little bit. At the same time, Nicole has gone upstairs to the upper level where Jessica is, and this gentleman from Brooklyn who's a good looking guy. I love all those fades, those top fades with like the sections cut out of them. We was doing the most. Our people always find a way to spice it up, to make it just a little bit more special. It's something I really, really love about us, right? So Jessica's upstairs. There's this guy there. He's from Brooklyn. They've already had some sort of confrontation at the door about him because he didn't want to come in without his piece. And he's from Brooklyn, and he's coming into like another part of New York, you know, like a rival part, and they don't go there without their guns, I guess. And so it's a whole thing. But he's inside. Everything's copacetic. Everything's cool. And he's hitting on Jessica, and Jessica's like, I'm loose, girl. And he was like, oh, what your man got to do with me? And then he sees where Nicole comes in. He wants to hit on Nicole a little bit. Nicole is like scared. She's a high school kid, and you know, she's in a black club, and she's just like, oh, and Jessica's like, get off of her, leave her alone, you know. And Jessica offers her a drink, you know, and she doesn't accept the drink. But Crown comes in wrapping a blunt, and he puts crack cocaine, or at least cocaine, whatever it was, white powder he spilled on top of the dope, on top of the marijuana, and rolled it on up, lights it up. He goes to offer it to Jessica. Jessica says no. He offers it to Nicole, and Nicole was like, shoot, why not? I was like, if this chick next to you who know him saying no, you supposed to say no. You are not supposed to be saying yes. I was like, I think we just saw Jessica get hooked on crack. I think we just saw Nicole get hooked on crack. Just like that. She gonna be strung out. I guarantee you. Anyway, at the same time, Raq is back, and she's trying to get a drink. Symphony rolls up. He's going to buy her a drink, and she sees him. She don't say 3 words. She storms out. I said, Raq got to be a Virgo. She got to be a Virgo, because I'm a Virgo. And all that she did is something I would have done. All that she did is something that I have done to a dude before. Cross me wrong. Cross me wrong. Okay? Not now. Not now. Y'all know I'm doing better now. But back in the day, you crossed me wrong, it wasn't nothing for me to sever it. And I hurt me to hurt you. That's what she did. It's over. It's done between us. He chasing her across the street, and she telling me, she kind of had tears in her eyes, look like to me, I can't have you coming between me and my son. This is a betrayal. It might have been small to you, and I could see his point too. He's saying, you want me to grow closer with him. He trusted me enough to reach out to him. He swore, he asked me, he begged me and pleaded me not to tell you. What would you have me to do? Like I was in a rock and a hard place. Yeah, because he's trying to make nice with her son so he could continue to make nice with her night after night. You know, but she's saying no. When it come time, you need to betray my son to... She cuts him off. He said, that's how it's going to be. She said, that's how it is. You don't know who I am in these streets. I've done more to ninjas for less. I was like, with who? Because you ain't got no crew, Rob. Who did it? Marvin? Lou? Okay. All right. How you this vicious, Rob, and you ain't got no crew? How? How, Sway? I don't know. Anyway, she cuts it off. It's a moment. It's a moment. Then she sees Burke over there staking out the event because she done took a flyer off the window after the jukebox turned her down. And she walk over there and knock on that window and You tell your partner, Howard, I said the most dangerous place in the world is between a mother and a son. And so Burke was like, what does that mean? I'm not sure. She was like, you just tell him. He'll know. I was like, ooh, child, it's a lot going on. And it's before they perform. So, like I said, old boy, Fame is nervous. Jukebox breaks the ice a little bit by, you know what I'm saying, you know, I know we got people from all over New York here, yada, 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 but still, the Bronx, that's what it is. Brooklyn and the Bronx, I think, got beef. The Bronx is where it's at, right? Is the sniznit, right? And then the crowd go wild like it's a moment, like, and then she starts singing, you know, in that Lauryn Hill Fuji's way. Yeah, na 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 na. You know, it's in that way. You know what I'm saying, right? Crowd's moving, and then Fame comes in and he's rapping. La 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 la. Streets need a body. Streets need a body. La 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 la. The streets need a body. The streets need a body. Right? It don't take but a second before Kanan realizes that the ish that Fame is saying is ish that he has done. Fame is rapping about how they rolled up on two bugs and snuffed him. Fame is snitching. He's snitching through a rap, right? He ain't putting no names to it, but he's telling exactly what happened, but through a rap. Same thing he does with D Wiz. The D Wiz situation. He's rapping about that too. Same thing he does about the stash house being hit and about two guys surviving. Right? He's telling what happened through this rap. And it's at this moment, Kanan is like, you can see him like, you know, fading out on him. You could have blew him over with a feather. He couldn't believe it. Fame is looking at him at the same time, and he realizes that Kanan knows, that he knows, that I know, that you telling my ish. Like, what is it you doing? Fame's gonna end up dead. I mean, they ain't gonna have no choice. They're gonna have to kill Fame. First of all, you up there testifying. I digress. Meanwhile, Burke outside. All you gotta do is get the CD, Burke. All you gotta do is get the tape, Burke. Anyway. But you're so smart, Kanan. You are so smart. So then we see so Unique's boy and Scrap have to go through a window. They can't go through the front door because they strapped. They're not letting nobody in strapped, right? And so they break a window, they get in there. Now, Scrap want to know who they hitting. And Unique's boy don't tell him. So they get inside and get in the thick of the crowd. They walk behind Kanan, who's mesmerized by the fact that Fame is telling all his business. Okay, and they walk up behind Lou and they say, there that ninja Lou go, this his last day alive. And so he was like, this who we hitting. We finna kill Lou. And so something just tell Lou to look behind himself, I guess. He looks behind himself and he sees Scrap and this dude there, and Scrap gives the nose, right? And so Lou turns back around real cool, calm, and collected, but then he does a get your hands out of my pocket, right? He sets off a distraction, right? Y'all remember that from Malcolm X? Get your hands out of my pocket, right? A distraction. And he punches the guy. And then that starts like a little bit of a melee, right? And this melee caused everybody to run and scatter and all of this. And Unique's boy and Scrap get outside the door. And Scrap is first. Unique's boy is behind him. He cocks that gun and points it right in Scrap's face and was like, we knew you was a snitch. We knew there was no way you was ever gonna give up, Lou. And I mean, Scrap is just like, yeah, this it. You should have stopped, drop, and roll. Like I told you, when he get to a slow curve, you should have jumped out, dude. No way you should have rolled all this way with this dude. They let you know that they thought you was a turncoat. I mean, they didn't respect the fact that you was leaving Raq's crew. Even if it was true that you was doing it. Even if you wasn't spying for Raq. They didn't respect it. So, it's just this whole big mess. We see where, you know, Scrap is going to end up paying the ultimate price. We see Famous getting head from a random white chick in the bathroom because he's supposed to be this, you know, famous rapper now, and all the girls love him. We see where Howard is sitting in a diner, and he's just going over and over and over in his head the schematics of how it could possibly happen, how he could make this work. I don't think for one second he's thinking about how he could have a relationship with Kanan. I think he's trying to figure out how he can finesse Raq into giving him permission to get Kanan's donation, right? Marrow donation. We see where Marvin is putting Kanan's idea to work. He blows Kanan off like the ideas can't happen in you know, it's stupid, it's dumb, no way, no how. But at the same time, he's got a group of dudes, and the dudes is like, what we finna do? We finna hit the block? We finna sell on the block? He was like, no, we finna sell on the highway. So now you got Kanan's idea and you executing it outside of Kanan. It's just no way for this to end right. We see where Lou and Jessica making love in the back of the limo. He was all disgruntled because he realized not only did Unique lie to him, but now he's probably thinking, do I have this permanent target on my head now? Like, are they gunning for me, like, solely? They end up making love in the back. It was so 1990s. It was so 1990s. That's all I'm gonna say. But this right here is so anyway, I digress. I'm not getting into that. Okay, so we see where Raq is chain smoking and worrying. She got so many balls in the air. Okay. We see where Kanan goes over to Davina's house and they get to kissing and making out. You know, she ain't got no parental supervision, but she do have a condom. Okay. And like I said, Kanan is young and dumb, and thank goodness Davina is smart. Okay. And made him put on a condom because he's also full of cum. Okay. And we also see where Raq has gone to sleep and Kanan arrives home after he has lost his virginity. And we hear a car door open, and then we hear a thud and his car screech off. And Raq gets up, grabs her gun, runs downstairs. Kanan is right on her heels. You know, I thought she was just going to go to the window. No, she's going downstairs to the front door. Like, she don't look through that little diamond in the door. Baby, that diamond in the door, she don't look through that, baby. She opened that door and opened the security door and run out there. Like, no precautionary measures at all. And they find Scrap laying there beat all to hell. He was unrecognizable. He had nothing on but his tidy whities. It was like a humiliation thing. I mean, they tortured him, they beat him, they stripped him down, and they left him dead at her doorstep. And that's on her. So you done got Smurf killed. Your son done got D-Wiz killed. You done got Scrap killed, basically. I mean, everybody know the game, right? But still. Man. Scrap died horribly, you guys, and that's the end of the episode. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this episode. I mean, not to pick it, I don't mean to pick it scabs. I just like to point it out because I don't want anybody to feel like some of this stuff is attainable. You just got to be a lot smarter than this in for a lot of different reasons. But I think it was a good episode. We see how a lot of stuff probably popped off. We kind of can see how Jukebox may have gotten into the police department, into law enforcement. If she ends up friending Burke, and her and Burke end up in some type of setup situation type deal, mentor mentee type situation, girlfriend type situation, I don't know. We can see how that would lead to her getting into law enforcement. And it don't look good for Nicole. It looked like Nicole gonna be an addict. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Put it down below. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.